more can I say?
Top Billin. All right, Top Billin, allow your boy Mid-Atlantic Murph to pontificate for a little bit here. Now listen, remember in the preseason or off-season or whatever you want to call it, when I made that video about Georgia perhaps being better than it could be, right? This last season, despite losing all those crazy-ass monsters that it lost on the defensive side of the ball and on offense. And remember, what did I say? It may have a chance to be one of those help-type teams, meaning it's such a complete team to where, hey, the passing game could be at the forefront, then they can switch it to the run game being at the forefront, or it could be a defensive struggle type game and it be piloted by the secondary, or it could be, you know what I'm saying? It's just a complete team, a complete squadron that can win any type of game. Now, I don't know if it's better than it was last year. It doesn't matter, right? So that was just a way of saying that this team had a chance to be damn good as well. And there you go. It did something the last team didn't do. It won the SEC championship game, #1 in the playoffs. This shit is about to be lit. And it's about to be lit because guess what? The same damn game that I've been trying to see for the past 3 or so seasons, Ohio State versus Georgia, is imminent. Before it was a maybe. Maybe they saw each other in the title game or whatever like that, but it's imminent right away. And it's imminent to where, yeah. I think some of you guys are getting where I'm going with this one, right? All you Ringo sexuals out there, I'm going to have a talk with you a little bit later on, but we'll get to some of this right here. Now, remember, one hand washes the other, both wash the face. Look at this. Georgia's ability to switch personnel. Sometimes this guy is the star of the show, or other than is this guy. Or it could be a Brock Bowers, or it could be a Lab McConkey. It could be a Kenny McIntosh. And this one right here, look, Kendall Milton, much maligned Kendall Milton here. What I like to see about him on these split zones, right? If you get this split flow action going on right here, you got overhang defending your man Harold Perkins right here having to take on big granddaddy. Your man granddaddy out there giving kids the business again, making them take them naps, baby. But listen, Kendall Milton, his ability to get north-south. Stop thinking that you're Kenny McIntosh. You ain't got it like that, bro. You're not that agile. You're not that explosive, but you are that big. You can be that physical. And if you get north-south, use that vision, you can be that good. I love this play right here. We can see my man looking front side, the side, and then go back middle. That's hard. Check this out. If you were him and you can see this working right here, working play side, you got Block Bowers in the game, a man who can block his ass off as well. Arian Smith in the game. So what does that do for the playoffs? Right? You get a few weeks and this guy's already playing. It's going to be hell on wheels for them to stop that man getting downfield there. But you can see the vision right here. Look, you would look front side right here. He could press that easily, right? You would think, right, you're going to work front side right here. That's absolutely perfect. Nope. My man sees somebody start to uncover right there. Now look at him, switch midway. It's like, all right, let's see what's working with a backside crease right there. Nothing really going, right? You would think that he would be able to possibly take it here if necessary, but you don't want to take it back against the grain. They have great backside pursuit there. He continues to search and sift, organically fills that bad boy, and it opens up for him, and he gets north-south through it. Love it. Runs to an arm tackle. He's off to the races with Major Burns there. Doesn't have that type of deep speed to where he would run this all the way in from there against a defensive back, but enough speed to where he can get you an explosive play, man. Big ups to your man, Kendall Milton. Oh, yeah, real quick. You know, we got to look at your man Granddaddy right here. Listen, Granddaddy messing with the young kids out here. Harold Perkins making them make early life decisions. Granddaddy's the reason. Messing with your granddaddy is the reason you go to college. You don't want to be out there giving people the business out there when you have to mess with Granddaddy. Look at this. Yaku. My man had to make a business decision for real. Look, he wasn't even worried about actually trying to take on the block or anything like that. He saw Granddaddy and was like, you know what? Let me dip it low here. His head's off. Come on. You ain't playing football no more right there, baby. You surviving. And it still didn't go his way right there. He gets splatter whack. Granddaddy ends up on top of him right there. Told you about messing with your granddaddy, didn't I, boy? Watch out there now, boy. So I focused on the run game aspect going against LSU prior to the game because obviously you saw what Texas A&M did to them, and I'm sorry. If you put that on tape, to me, that's hard to get rid of in 1 week, especially if you're going against a team that's an even better version of the one that you saw that you struggle with. We know Georgia can pass the hell out of the ball. Remember, it was a top 10 passing team. The running attack was like in the 20s or something like that. I told people this is a passing team led by a quarterback that knows what the fuck he is doing. But it's still Georgia. Can you stop it? Too good a blocking. You got two great blocking tight ends, a damn good blocking offensive line, and you have some damn good backs. And it's going to be necessary to lean back on that run game again against Ohio State because Ohio State softer than a toddler's ass. Straight up, softer than a toddler's ass against the run, but the best passing outfit perhaps in the entire sport with the best personnel to pass to. And the best personnel passing. So imagine that there. So you definitely want to be able to lean on this run. You see, once again, Kendall Milton here working from the stretch. Look at that. You see that? Did you see that? That's that vision right there. He looks like he just knows what to do a little bit more than he did earlier in the season and definitely earlier in his career. You see him right here. You'll be like, okay. You'll be like, damn, why didn't he take that right there? But you see the outside shoulder here or the inside arm free on this particular lineman. He didn't feel comfortable with that, despite the fact you got Cedric Van Pran here getting upfield to the second level, comboing up to the second level. He decides to keep working and look for some daylight, and boom, he finds it right there. Absolutely flawless, and he's able to chunk off some yardage where, hey, when they started doing that right there, I was like, yeah, it's pretty much done for LSU. At the beginning of the game, they were clearly loading up against the run, but it's only so much you can do when guys can pass the ball and they can run. If they have that type of balance, and I believe they were like almost 50-50 for real, you got to pick your poison. And most of the time, you're going to try to guard against the pass. So, hey, that's what Georgia does to you. One hand washes the other, both wash the face. And then what are you going to do when you have something like them pulling their guard here and he's getting depth? You get Willard getting depth here. It ends up being almost like a slide protection or something like that. But you got to honor that run game that you were seeing there. And then you get an over route to Brock Bowers here. And then you have a quarterback who can put it in virgin tight windows like this. Jakob. Come on, man. Even the ghost of Derek Stingley's pass couldn't stop this. Come on. Look at this throw, man. Right here, margin for error, non-existent. Virgin tight window. The defensive back's hand is there and everything, and it's just absolutely perfect where it needs to be to an absolute monster in Brock Bowers. Oh, my goodness. Man, got to give big shout-outs right here to your man, Sleepy Rob right here. Robert Bill, a.k.a. Rob Van Winkle here. My man with the half power, half finesse move. I love this right here. Slept the little kid right there, right? He in the car sleep now. Granddaddy all over top of him telling him, I told you about playing with your granddaddy, boy. Watch out there now, boy. Watch out there now, boy. He air sleeping. He rising from the dead like the Undertaker. Damn. Then they gave Granddaddy a little bit of a block and release sugar here, right? Granddaddy on the block and release, and then Granddaddy always got to do too much. Why he got to jump in the air for that? I feel like he wanted to make that look better than he really needed it to be right there. Granddaddy getting off the ground by the good 2.5 inches there, and then collapsing. Watch out there now, boy. Watch out there now. All right, good to see Georgia going to different concepts near the goal, not just trying to bang it between the pipes, pause, and making sure that they keep that multiplistic approach that they have on offense here. I love these levels concepts. You get a flat route by McIntosh. They catch him in zone because you can see Jack Saint go here in motion, and, of course, the cornerback does not follow him there, so he knows this will be in motion, or this motion right here just gave them the tell that it's zone. So you come with this action, this cross action, somebody's bound to mess up. You get Dylan Bell there on a crosser. You'll have, of course, Brock Bowers here on a corner route. And you can see the 3-level concept going on right there. So this cornerback is not going to travel with Dylan Bell. So then it's up to these guys to make sure that they're disciplined enough to combat this. Get that motion across here. Take that snapshot. It's already done. Look, everybody's going to be worried about McIntosh getting out here in the flat. And, of course, you have that boot action going on as well. It's just pretty much influences you to keep your eyes this way. And then you have somebody coming on the backside right here. Just makes it super easy. Jakob. And a little bit of meeting of the minds there with Harold Perkins. You can see it from there. The cornerback, he has squatters rights. He's in zone. He's going to be worried about Jackson coming over into his zone. And then you just pretty much let Dylan Bell free. That's hard. Too easy. No need to do more than you have to do. Now, listen, this has just been kind of fun and games right here. I didn't really want to dissect this game. Georgia beat the shit out of LSU on offense. No doubt about that. We knew that was going to happen. Georgia's just too good on offense, and I just don't think LSU has it like that on offense. But what LSU did show us was that they could have it like that on offense in the future. No doubt about that, and that Georgia can't be sleeping. And what did I say? You have people up here. Now, listen, I might just bring back that Ringo section from the Tennessee game, and you guys tell me if that's not the same exact shit that was popping up in this game. Then I'll go back over the last few games there and give you some of the shit that I saw in Ringo, which is very much of the same. He was getting destroyed in this game. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. I told y'all before, I think he's just a tad bit overhyped, but he's a first-round draft pick because of his size, weight, skill set, right? His size, weight, height, all of that right there. You have to take that into account when you're a GM or you're a personnel guy, because you think I could get the best out of this guy. And if I do, I have myself a rare freak on my hand that nobody has, or not too many people has, right? So, but with that being said, now you're going against the very best offensive personnel to me in the game. When fully healthy, Ohio State has the best offensive personnel in the game. It has the best wide receiver in the game in Marvin Harrison Jr. He is a problem. And they don't just run vertical routes. I think if everybody just ran vertical routes, Kelee Ringo would be pretty decent, right? Even though a lot of you people don't notice, some of his successes he's beaten, and these quarterbacks just aren't that good and can't get these guys the ball. But that won't be a problem with C.J. Stroud. And I'm talking about Emeka Egbuka, Marvin Harrison Jr., whether it be my man Julian Fleming, all these guys, they run the entire route tree. He struggles with stems, right? He struggles to get in and out of transitions. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. You guys got to stop talking about somebody being a hater when they're just covering a sport. I have no reason to hate on Kelee Ringo. For all I know, he's a good kid, but I don't cover people's personalities. I cover the game of football. You're a fan. You're drawn to this dude for whatever reason, right? You might Splenda in your tank for all I know. It doesn't go like that here. I'm just covering the game, so it has nothing to do with that. You guys have to allow me to do my job. But for you dumbasses who can't, get the fuck off my channel, man. I'm not trying to talk to you guys. I came here from day one, coming out the fucking business, to being able to do my own platform, right? I'm not at Rivals no more, none of that shit. I can do my own shit here, and I can cover this sport the way I want. If you have that type of mentality where you can't see something that you perceive as negative about a team that you like, then don't come here. That's all I'm saying. This is for real football heads. Real football heads is able to take constructive criticism and not think it's a personal attack. All right? Nah, I can't help myself. We got to get a little bit of a preview here. Listen, there's no disrespect to Kelee Ringo, but this is respect to the game of football. And that's what I'm always going to have when I'm behind this microphone and in front of this film, and that I've had my entire life dealing with this sport and the other sports that I have. I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. Listen, this is Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech ain't got it like that. They don't have Marvin Harrison Jr. They don't have C.J. Stroud throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. or Emeka Egbuka and guys like that playing behind the offensive line that Ohio State has, at least as far as the talent goes. But why do you need to do this? Check this out right here. My man does not understand how to locate the ball. Check this out right here. This man has already turned, and he's signaling that you should be looking too. There's only one thing he could be looking at when he has his eyes like that. You go ahead, flip your damn head around and look to just stay in his hip pocket, then you don't have to try to guess. He's running and guessing right there. He's waiting for him to make a move, and guess what? It's a back shoulder fade, which he would have known had he simply been trying to locate the ball as well. So then he has to try to stop, and guess what? That man getting his Deshaun Watson on with his magic super pervert robe, right? He way too touchy. Come on. That's crazy right here. Oh, is it too soon? Yeah, it might be too soon. But listen, that's not how you play cornerback, man. With his hands. He needs to be playing it with his eyes and his feet. That's terrible, man. Got it from this direction right here. Look at that. The ball's not even there, and he's bear hugging this man. Come on, fam. He's a tiptoe burglar out here just messing with people. I feel like he can do a lot better than this. Then you hear a lot of the excuses that were in the comment section. One of the worst comment sections ever after that Tennessee game when I did that Ringo section, man. Whole bunch of fanboys in there trying to tell me about a sport that they're watching me cover and watching me make a living doing. You're not making a living doing this shit. You're watching me, but you're trying to tell me, come on, man, get the fuck out of here with that. This dude needs work. He needs work. This happened way before it was exposed in an SEC championship game. I've been saying this shit all along. It does not matter how long he's been a starter. He's 2 years in now, and they're in the fucking 13th game or some shit like that of his second season as a starter. He has more than enough experience for this not to be the bottom game for him. It's the other way around. So you have to be competitive within the framework, and that's the thing that I said about Kelee Ringo the entire time I covered him. I don't think he's that good as a cornerback, at least not as some elite shutdown cornerback. I think he's a great potential strong safety in the mode of a Cam Chancellor. He hits hard, he's fast, strong, and all of that. He can cover tight ends, I think, a lot better than he could receivers. He's going against Cedric Tillman in this one right here, and Tillman is a big receiver himself. What about him versus these smaller, quick receivers? He doesn't stand a chance. His hips are stiffer than a diving board, and he does not transition well with in-breaking and out-breaking routes with stems on it. So that's just my analysis there. There's nothing personal about it. You don't have to dick eat everybody like you're some type of homer. I'm a professional here. I keep everything neutral, and I just call it like I see it. It's nothing personal. I believe I would like Kelee Ringo as a person or something like that, but I don't care about nobody's personality and them as people. I care about this analysis, right? And that's what I do for a living. So, hey, don't say anything but what is about this damn film right here, all right? Let's get to it. This was as good a defensive performance that I've seen in a high-level matchup against an elite-level offense. Georgia did the damn thing, and it came off the back of a ton of man coverage, which allowed them to do different things up front. So I want to show this Kelee Ringo stuff here, and we can talk about that. So coming up out of this game, right, you had a handful of people that I know that are just flat out homers. And that doesn't cut it here, right? I have to get those people up the fuck from around me because I don't play that, right? This is analysis. You're not trying to hurt someone's feelings or anything like that. You're just calling it the way you see it. If anyone's coming out of this game talking about Kelee Ringo being a shutdown corner, that is pure homerism. There's no way you could have derived that from one great play. We did that on the post game, right? I dissected that play. That was a great play downfield, great interception, momentum takeaway, momentum changer, however you want to say that. He did that. But the rest of the game, he was uncompetitive. And people trying to make excuses like, oh, they just didn't want to get beat deep. There's a way to be competitive and not get beat deep. Ask Darrelle Revis. You can be competitive in the mid-range and quick game and still not get beat deep. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? Come on, man. You're giving up stuff like this. Check this out right here. This is man-to-man coverage, right? Look at him. Off the gate. Get up. Out. Look, you got to let a man separate. Come on. You know that's going to draw a flag. This is the shit he's been doing to me all 2 years that he's been playing. Now look at him. Right, kid looks like a straight up freak. He's a first round draft pick through and through. Even as bad as I think he is, right? I think he's average at best, but he's still a freak athlete out there. You're going to want to coach that up if you think you're a good coach, because these are the guys who end up being something special because they just have gifts that other people don't have. But from a play standpoint, nah, he ain't got it like that, Jack. Look, my man right here falling off the cliff, no hands on man. He wants to get hands on man down the field. You want to get hands on man down the field, this ain't the time to do it. Not in transition. Look at that. That's a bear hug. What is that going to do? That's your shutdown corner? Come on, my man's trying to separate. He's like, come on, man, get up off me. Come on, man, this man's like a sexual predator out there or something. Come here, girl. Come here. Like, come on. Like, no, get him off me, please. Like, that's not how you play cornerback. You play cornerback with your feet, not with your upper body. Play it with your feet. Stay up off the guy. Trust that you can transition with them. That's his thing right there. I don't think he transitions well, and I think he knows that. So he has to kind of feel his way through a route instead of letting his feet do the talking, right? When I talk about being jingle-footed, being light, having that rhythm, he doesn't have that. Look at him, man. This is just too much. That's a first down. You gave up a first down. I want you to check out this exchange between Ringo and Javon Bullitt here. Check this out. When you're a DB, you guys rep all the time, and you get to see people rep, and you get to see how the coaches respond to it in both practice and in the film room. You can tell he was not happy with this, despite what some of you nut huggers say. Look at this. He comes up to the man like, come on, man, what the heck you doing? Didn't coach tell you about this 400 times? And Keely Ringo got that little look on his face like he a bad little kid. Like, but so? Come on, man. Man, some cat was up in there telling me that when you play cornerback, as long as you're close, it's a good rep or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, he was trying to say he played cornerback or something. I'm like, there's a reason we don't know who the fuck you are. And you sitting up in the comment section of some random video that's how you play quarterback. That's not the case. Look at him rep against this curl route here. Hands on man. Look at that. Step, come back. And look at the early pandemic separation on this curl route, right? That's that. I'm talking about the week 1. When we found out what COVID was, that's the type of separation everybody had, no matter where you went right there. And then check this out after the catch. Look at Tillman. Put that foot in the ground here, and my man is just completely social distancing himself. Look at that. Come on, man. What are we doing? He's running up and down the field. It just looks like he's going through the motions. This is where cornerback play is derived at. Not everything is going to go deep. 95% of the reps you work with are going to be more in the quick and mid-range game, especially in this day and age. But come on, man, look at this. I don't understand what anybody's talking about if they saw this type of stuff from this man. That's not a competitive rep at all. And stop with the excuses like he didn't want to get beat deep or they didn't want him to get beat deep. That's a scheme thing. That's why you would play a 2-deep shell. There's your help over the top. Look at that. Who's that right there? Chris Smith. So that's help over the top. That means you need to be competitive within the framework of the defense, which would be what 90 to 95% of the plays are going to be, which is the quick and mid-range game against this particular offense here. If you're competitive against that, you disallow a rhythm, and then you definitely disallow something big to happen underneath the word, hey, they could break a tackle and move the chains just as explosively too. A lot of their stuff is built on run after the catch. So don't give me that, man. Come on, use your brain. All right, once again, remember, this is high-level football. You're across from a guy who is probably thought of as highly as a receiver as you're thought of as highly as a cornerback. And it's a simplified offense. What I tried to tell y'all, I was watching their film, and they run just a few different routes. They're going to have some questions to answer in the NFL draft process too if they can run a full route tree. They simplify it so they can move fast. They only run a few routes, and they align them where they align them, and they just master just the basics. You see it right here? Same kind of deal. Hands on man, look at him. Come on. There's a way to transition from a curl to where you can run the receiver or you can run the route for the receiver. Look at that. Once again, early pandemic separation there. And, of course, you can see, once again, this man's having to go up for the ball, man. He's super inaccurate in this game here, but this guy has some serious Cedric Tillman is the truth. But you think they want to just give up first downs? Like, what are we talking about here? That's not competitive at all. I mean, he's getting some severe separation here, and that's what they do. They'll run vert, run curls, run slants. And you knew this from film prep. And yet they still able to get that early pandemic separation. And they're putting you there hands on man. Look at this. I like this right here. Put that right hand to that left shoulder pad. as a rangefinder. You can stay over the top, start to decrease the space, stay in that hip pocket. You have outside leverage here. So when he's getting vert up the field, you need to be able to react when he reacts. So if you're taking these longer steps, I don't know, maybe you start to chop it down when you know it could be something. You definitely need to put that left foot in the ground here and be able to react. But look at him. He keeps going down, taking false steps. And he's still going. Rumor has it he's still going right now. He is still running right now, trying to get back to this curl route. Look at that separation right there. Straight up. Social distancing at its finest. I want you to watch this particular sequence right here. Ringo does very well on this one here. So this is man coverage, right? So 2 deep, man under. And the way they have this staggered, you almost wish that they could banjo this. If you see how this is developed here, they do a lot of these slot fades. So they'll send the slot receiver deep while trying to work underneath on the outside here. So you'll get this here, the slot fade, and look at him. He comes up and strikes like a strong safety, right? He brings the leather, no doubt about that. That man can hit like you wouldn't believe, which leads me to believe he would be a damn good strong safety. Have him covering tight ends, have him roaming, being able to work against the run and everything. He's physical. He's a big physical guy like that. I think he would destroy it. But look, the very next play, that made it 3rd and 3. The very next play, what are they going to do? The same damn route they always do. Check this out. Getting off on here on this curl, works back to the ball, more early pandemic separation to move the chains. And that man kept throwing high on this. This man right here going up to get this. This man's making himself some money, no doubt about that here. But is that what they're supposed to do? I mean, they're giving you help over the top. At the very least, on this one right here, they actually called him. This is what I like right here. When you work with this slot, having Malachi Starks there. He's a guy, I think, who is a better transition guy than Ringo, and he plays the safety position. Imagine that. But look, early pandemic separation again, work back, move the chains. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the reason why I'm concentrating on this one is looking ahead. To me, the best passing team in college football is Ohio State. Ohio State is the best to me because it's a little bit more complex to deal with from a cornerback standpoint. Tennessee here, they have these wide-ass splits for their receivers. So if you're plus splitting these guys like this, you know you can't work to your right side here, so the sideline definitely is your friend. So he has the help of the sideline and over-the-top help, and he's still unable to be competitive in the quick and mid-range game. Cedric Tillman is a big receiver who works more in his wheelhouse. Ohio State has some big receivers that play like little men, and they have some smaller receivers who play like little men who get the ability to work a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage to where they also can work outside routes. They'll have a two-way goal, so that'll make it even tougher for somebody because they got a lot more transitions in their routes. You can see right here, Tennessee does the same thing over and over again, and he still couldn't get it. Here we go. Another slant, another penalty. Another slant, another penalty. Come on, man. Man lost his lid, too, right? It was mind-blowing. Look at that. Looking like he could get vert. Look, hey, let's go from the beginning here. This time he's falling off the cliff. No hands-on man there. Does not decrease the space. Look at that. What does he do when you don't decrease the space? You tend to have to play cornerback with your upper body instead of just transitioning with your feet. Look at him impeding his progress. He immediately knows he's done right here. If it's an in-breaking route, he's not going to be able to get through Cedric Tillman. So he has to ride the horse all the way down the line of scrimmage. You can see him pulling the jersey here, just completely panicking. And these throws are super high. Dang, I didn't notice that on the first watch through, but you can see right there, another penalty given up. That's first down after first down, no matter how you slice it. Here we go again. Like I said, formulaic. You're going to have that slant by Cedric Tillman, and that man is not competitive, and he's giving up yak on this bad boy. Look at this. Front-facing pass and fake. Then the yak comes. What are we talking about here? One great play, as great as a play as it does not erase the rest of the game. Come on, what are we doing here, man? You guys got to, oh, my God. makes me so mad. Check this out, man. This man is getting off on this dude, pause, for sure. Making him miss tackles, just being uncompetitive within the framework of the offense. That's where everything comes from. Everything stems not off just a vertical play. Their stuff stems off the quick game. You can't go vert all the time and run super heat tempo pacing. So that lets you know what type of team they are. The alignments themselves lets you know what type of team they are. They want to work the quick game, work the mid-range game. That should be where you absolutely slaughter them because they don't have route variation, really.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.